Hello, everyone. You guys, thank you so much for joining in. We want to thank Crystal for being, of course, an amazing videographer. Thank you all for watching the content and just being present with me in this journey. I thank you guys. For everyone that has been day ones. Boom, we thank you guys. Today we wanted to talk about wait on the Lord. Wait on the Lord. And it sounds so cliche, but in this particular video, we want to talk about waiting on the Lord for your spouse, for your significant other, for your Boaz, for your blessing, right? A lot of people in this season are becoming very antsy. Whatever they got in the water is making people very lonely, right? And so we have to remember that even in our loneliness, we should trust God, because God is not going to look up 5 years from now when you're in an abusive relationship because we just rushed into it and be like, oh, I didn't know, I didn't see that coming. You know what I mean? Like, Jesus is never gonna be lost. He is the omnipresent God. He is everywhere at every given time. He doesn't sleep, he doesn't slumber. So he knows your future, right? He knew your past, he knows your future, and he knows where he is going to currently place you. And so with that being said, Jesus knows if who you're going to marry he also knows if who you're going to marry is an abuser. He also knows if who you're going to marry is a cheater. He knows these things about the partner that you are about to just rush into, right? And so when we wait on the Lord, right, when we pray, right, pray on these things. Don't just jump into a marriage. Marriage is supposed to be forever. Pray on these things. If God says yes, to God be the glory. If God says no, to God be the glory. It was a couple of relationships where I thought that this was me. This was it. Oh, man, it's my husband. Whole time, God, he preserved me for my husband, you know? And so it may have hurt to wait a little while longer. But see, what I've learned is before you get what God has for you, the enemy likes to send mocks, right? So if God has your husband in door number 3, he's going to send you door number 1 that got a couple of the attributes that you're looking for. Door number 2, oh yeah, oh man, he got money, you know. Oh, he going to take care of me, you know. And then you go and you sit in this relationship with door number 1 for 15 years. You sit in door number 2's relationship after you divorce door number 1 for another 20 years. Then door number 3, your husband's just sitting there waiting on his woman. Waiting on his beautiful prize that God had in store for him. All because we rushed into things that was not for us in the first place, or we took the mockery versus taking what God had for us. And so we have to understand that before God is going to present what is yours, you first will have to go through a couple of mock tries, right? And if we just choose the mock tries, which some of us do, then we lose out on what God is trying to do for us that will benefit us, right? God didn't want me to marry who I wanted to marry. He wanted me to marry who he found pleasing in his eyes for me. He knew me. He knows me. He knows what I'm going to be in 20 years. He knows what my husband is going to be in 20 years. He knows that he is my opposite / the person that holds me together. He knows that he's going to be the head of my home. He knows all of our home. He knows all of this. And so we have to understand that when we rush into things, we lose out on what God is trying to do. We lose time, and we lose even children. You know, some of our children that should have been by our door number 3, but we done had 4 children, 5, 6, 7 children. Now our wombs is like, it's closed up, Lord. Like, we want to be mindful of not going through the mock doors. If it looks like what you want, you know, go deeper. Be like, Lord, it looks like what I want, because that's what I had to do. Lord, it looks like what I want. It looks like what I desire. But then I had to realize on the first 2 that even though it looked like what I wanted, it wasn't what I needed. They lacked big things that I really needed in my life. I wanted to serve God. I wanted to serve God in that time, you know, and they was just completely like hearts far from God. And so I had to be mindful of that. If that's not what I want, why would I sit here and put myself in a situation or a relationship that is anti-God and then wonder why he don't come to church with me on Sundays? This is the point. Mock door. That's all. And so I had to see it for myself and be like, okay, Lord, you're right. You're right. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to wait on you. Shut that door. Broke down, told him, hey, we can't get married. Proposed and all. We had a date scheduled. We can't do it. And next thing you know I was free. That very second door, I was free now. I was free, and I sat on this pew at a church doing what I needed to do with children. And then eventually, here comes my husband. But that's because I didn't get caught up at door number 1 or caught up or, mesmerized by door number 2. Oh, he's so handsome. Yes, they are. But everybody handsome and beautiful is not for you. Everyone handsome and beautiful is not yours, right? Sometimes you are imposing on someone else's future prosperity or happiness or love. Or sometimes you just got to be patient and say, Lord, it's just not my turn yet. Wait on the Lord. Somebody is about to make the mistake of getting married to somebody that they think is their husband. If you are not sure that God said, walk through this door, wait. You could be marrying a mock, okay? Wait on the Lord, because whatever you do now can affect your future. Whatever you do now can affect where God has already placed you soon. Pray about it, trust God for it, and whatever you have asked God for, believe He will deliver. Love you much. Have a great one.